Yoga's become an $80 billion industry, incorporating everything you could think of from animals to food, and everyone is looking to get their share, be it through expensive apparel or sponsored Instagram posts. This might look fashionable and harmless, but what you don't understand is the detrimental effects it has on your consciousness. When you're practicing authentic yoga, you're working with an independent intelligence, a science to awaken the inner potential energy within you. When you add your own twist to yoga, it changes this internal process and brings a different effect on your physiology, psychology, and neurology. Some people practice yoga to build a strong physique, for the healing of an ailment, or for relieving stress and anxiety. However, throughout the years, the original source of yoga has been lost, and the entire science has been diluted. Many of the traditional yogic asanas and their context have completely disappeared from the mainstream practice. In today's world, even though the technology has improved tremendously, one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest problem that humanity is facing, is feeling disconnected from themselves, from one another, and from nature and life around them. People desperately attempt to experience connection through various ways: physical union or sex, dependence to drugs and foods, or through the internet. But unfortunately, none of these paths lead to the true connection that we're seeking. Connection is actually not what is being sought. It is actually union that humanity is seeking in so many wrong directions. Union with the ultimate is the true solution. Yoga is the only way to experience union with the ultimate. It is the path to anti-sex, to go beyond sex and experience union with all the other dimensions of ourselves and the universe. His Divine Holiness, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, is a born yogi. He's a living incarnation of Parama Shiva as per Hinduism. He has taken birth to bring back the context and authenticate the lifestyle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. A large component of this lifestyle is yoga. Through Nithyananda Yoga, he's bringing back the authentic yoga, gifting to humanity the very science that has been lost, allowing individuals to experience the powers, state, and space of the divine, Parama Shiva. Nithyananda Yoga is based off of Shashtanga Yoga, not Ashtanga Yoga. Unlike the Ashtanga Yoga developed by Patanjali, Sadashiva's Shashtanga Yoga requires the presence and initiation of the Guru. Only then the Shashtanga Yoga starts. For the past several hundred years, the world has had to make do with lower levels of yogic practices. It is for this reason that despite millions of people practicing yogic techniques for years, we have yet to come across the beings who effortlessly radiate the exalted yogic state and powers of Parama Shiva. After all, Parama Shiva's Shashtanga Yoga requires the presence of a living avatar to initiate disciples into his lofty state and space. Hence, it wasn't until His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda revealed Nithyananda Yoga that the original form of yoga was revived. It is not about building or achieving a yogic state after years of practice. Instead, it begins from the state of Parama Shiva, based on initiation from the avatar, to manifest the state, space, and powers of Parama Shiva. Accordingly, His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda infuses so much of Parama Shiva's energy in us through processes, techniques, and initiations that extraordinary possibilities naturally express through us. When His Divine Holiness transmits the highest conscious experience to us, we enjoy the experience and expression of Parama Shiva, called Shaktis, as a lifestyle.
The energy of the divine gushes through the master into your system through as a powerful cognition. Understand? Cessation of the mind. Chitta vritti nirodha can never happen from there to here. It can happen only from here to there.
This authentic yoga has a backbone of 4 levels of yoga with 12 inbuilt components. The Pratama Vinyasa Krama, the Dvitya Vinyasa Krama, Tritya Vinyasa Krama, and Chaturtha Vinyasa Krama are the four main sequences of Nithyananda Yoga. But Nithyananda Yoga doesn't stop there. His Divine Holiness is also revealing various other ancient dimensions of yoga that exist on the pole, rope, ground, water, air, and more. The revival of these authentic forms of yoga allows you to experience the anti-sex with Parama Shiva, which is described in the sacred scriptures of Shashtanga Yoga. It literally guides one to a super conscious breakthrough. Then, only the true experience of yoga happens through the manifestation of the powers of Parama Shiva. This is how authentic yoga is identified.
Understand, yoga is nothing but union with the cosmos. It is so unfortunate. The word union is very poorly mapped and understood just for physical sex. Please understand. Sex is poor man's version of union. When you don't know anything, you just do that. That's it. Union is rich man's version of sex. It is much beyond body. Biggest problem in the modern day is amputated yoga. Understand, this is the word I use. Amputated yoga. The angas of yoga is cut and packaged. Amputated yoga is the most danger to the modern day. We need to give the original yoga as it is complete to the world. Yoga is the science which makes the divine to connect with you. Listen, not you to divine. No. I'll tell you, if you think man to divine, you will be man forever. In spirituality, where you start, you will remain there forever. So start in right place. Never man to divine. It is always divine to man. Precisely in my Atma Pramana, I'll tell you yoga. What is yoga? Strong cognitions exploding into your system and changing your whole brain's alchemy, putting you in the space beyond any description, and release such intense ecstasy into your system is yoga from my experience. The postures, stretching your body, everything is to align your system to retain that alchemy experience. What I am teaching as Nithyananda Yoga is not one more brand yoga, it is the yoga.
Nithyananda Yoga is the revival of the authentic yoga as per the scriptures, where the 12 components of each asana are going to be experienced. You're going to have the Parama Yoga revealed by Parama Shiva, ultimate truth. Understand, the ultimate secrets of union with the cosmos is yoga. By practicing Nithyananda Yoga with these components, strong roots are built within the body and ecstatic bliss is experienced. This yoga delivers the direct experience of samadhi, experience of oneness with the ultimate, to manifest the state, space, and powers of Parama Shiva. Each of the 12 components of yoga work on the unmanifest layer, the avyakta, antimatter, anti-sound, anti-sex. Anything done in the level of usha, the expression, matter, due to matter's quality of going up and down, does not stay permanently. Anything done in the level of chaya, the existence, antimatter, as it does not go down, stays permanently. Anti-sex with Parama Shiva is Nithyananda Yoga. Anti-sex is intense completion for what you know normally as sex. During the process, the anti-sex body goes through passive sexual relationship with the avyakta, unmanifested component of Parama Shiva. In order to achieve this intense completion, His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda has revealed that the physical practice of yoga goes much beyond a single asana or posture. Rather, with every movement or placement of the body, there are a total of 12 dimensions in action. During the process of Nithyananda Yoga, the yogi intensely withdraws from the body, allowing them to manifest powers. By the end of the entire sequence, the yogi will be able to immediately manifest at least 21 powers without a single doubt. The power of this whole process is doing it in the breathing space of the Master, Paramashiva himself, His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda. If the atmosphere is inhaled through the nose, it is prana. If inhaled through every pore of the skin, it is samana. The whole breathing space of Paramashiva is samana. Thus, Nithyananda Yoga can only be practiced in the consecrated place of the Master to imbibe the samana, to take you deeper into the oneness experience. During Nithyananda Yoga, when the body goes through anti-sex with Paramashiva, power manifestation becomes permanent and complete. Nithyananda Yoga gives the direct experience of the state of samadhi, oneness with the ultimate, Paramashivoham. The first component of Nithyananda Yoga is asanas. Asana happens when the body is bending, stretching, and aligning itself to the cosmic geometry. The context of asana is not restricting itself to some physical posture. It's not a place that the body is in, but a space. Nididhyasana, for instance, is when we are radiating excitement, joy, and bliss for life regardless of the physical positioning of the limbs. His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda describes asana as steady and comfortable body postures to tune oneself with the cosmos. The most important understanding of asanas is it is not a practice at all. It is a happening, a manifestation, which happens through asanas. We do not practice sitting with God, we embody God, Paramashiva. It is from this space of Paramashivoham, when we are intent on the vow of living like God, that we are performing an authentic asana. Through intensely flowing through Nithyananda Yoga, the body simply falls in tune with the cosmos. Nithyananda Shivastambha Yoga and Nithyananda Kundalini-Raju Yoga is a tremendous possibility for the being to connect to the divine through the living avatar of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda. When the yogi approaches the pole and the rope, they do so with great reverence and intention of physically experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. Seeing the pole as a deity energized through prana pratishta, the disciple can experience the highest state of consciousness and the awakening of the Kundalini without even performing a single movement. When we incorporate asanas and begin to align our bodies to the cosmic geometry, we can experience the ultimate strength and power flowing through us. The traditional asanas on the Kundalini-Raju, the rope, are designed to elongate the spine, tune the spine to the cosmic geometry, and ignite the Kundalini Shakti. Through intense flips and twists, the internal organs get detoxified and the body becomes one of a true yogi. And while performing yoga asanas on the rope, many nadi points and marma points, vital points in the body where life force energy is concentrated, get activated and awakened in our physiology. When we are performing the Shivastambha Yoga on the wooden pole, we are moving with a powerful intention to be, grounding and establishing ourselves in the state and space of Paramashiva, all-powerfulness. The breakthrough happens when we perform these various asanas and mounts with this new context. It awakens the Kundalini Shakti within us, stimulating various nadi and marma points and unlocks countless blockages within our body. Through this yogic science, we experience the completion of limiting cognitions and gain powerful clicks that lead us to conscious breakthroughs, manifesting through us as the Shaktis of Paramashiva. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is pranayama. The air you breathe is just a vehicle in which the prana, life energy, comes in and goes out of your body. This life energy is universal. Pranayama is where yoga reveals itself as much more than a mere physical practice. No other discipline has understood and presented the means to regulate and expand one's own life energy like yoga. The practice of pranayama leads to the purification of the energy bodies and its channels, called nadis, and to the ultimate experience of manifesting the powers of Parama Shiva. Through proper asanas, physical well-being is achieved, the nervous system is strengthened, and vital organs are regulated and brought into a state of health. Thus, the body becomes ready for pranayama. It is with pranayama that the real technique of yoga begins. His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda says, "You will awaken the non-mechanical parts or subtle areas of the brain, a source of infinite creativity, which usually remains dormant in most human beings, will be accessible to you." Another dimension of Nithyananda Yoga, bandhe. Bandhe is internal awakening of the Kundalini Shakti. It is the active maintenance of a state of contraction or pressure in the body by the yogi. They pump energy into dormant or stagnant areas of the body. Here, bandhas are the bridge between the disconnected areas of the energy circuit in our body. These bandhas generate a certain flow along the spinal column, where there are energy points called chakras, which are storehouses and distribution houses for prana shakti. Performing bandhas help to push the Kundalini energy upward through the chakras. Thereby diseases can be cured and the function of their associated physical, psychological, and neurological systems can be optimized. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is mudras. There is a constant inflow of prana happening in our bodies through the nadis and the chakras, but much of it usually gets dissipated into the external world. This dissipation into the external world is responsible for the feeling of tiredness, confusion, and powerlessness that we experience. Mudra refers to the positioning of the limbs, fingers, or even tongue in a certain way to seal this prana into our body, a way of aligning to the cosmic geometry. Mudras are a way to stimulate the flow of prana shakti, life force energy and cosmic currency inside us. Mudras are psychophysical processes which take us to a higher state of consciousness. By positioning the body in certain ways to block the dissipation of prana and direct it inwards. The Shastras reveal the layers of benefits of mudras, from health and longevity to the ultimate experience of transcending our limiting cognitions we carry as human beings and living and radiating the state, space, and shaktis of Shiva himself. It is mentioned repeatedly in the scriptures that initiation by the Guru holds the master key that can transform us from human beings into superhuman beings. Abharana is another dimension of Nithyananda Yoga. Each metal and jewel holds a certain energy and provides a specific benefit to the body when worn. Rudraksha jewelry is the traditional abharana worn by and while performing the Nithyananda Yoga sequences. As the manifestation of the teardrop from Paramashiva's third eye, the Rudraksha energy bead is able to hold and radiate energy unlike any other stone. The Sundaravaram are the traditional Rudraksha earrings, which provide balance to the body as well as increasing the space of listening in the yogi, allowing them to tune their body to the cosmic geometry during their practice. Wearing the Rudraksha necklace on the Vishuddhi chakra as the Kantamala given by the Guru radiates the energy of the mantra initiated by the Guru, acting as a mechanized japa for the yogi. Performing the Nithyananda Yoga sequence while wearing the Kantamala and the Sundaravaram takes the ritual of yoga to the next level, infusing the yogi with the master's energy and oneness space at all times. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is visualization. In the science of yoga, context and intention are everything. Why you bend your body matters. For whatever intention you move the body, that experience will be delivered to you. That is why in Nithyananda Yoga, we maintain the space of yoga as a ritual, as a direct connection between and us. With every asana, it is important to maintain a strong visualization of that asana. When we keep a clear visualization of each form we are embodying, the body can settle into the depth experience of each and every posture. One of the most important components of Nithyananda Yoga is chanting. Mantra is a Sanskrit word that describes a sacred utterance, a sound, a syllable, or a group of words. A mantra has spiritual power with or without syntactic or literal meaning. A disciple needs to be initiated into a mantra by his guru, using the right procedures, mantra diksha, for the mantra to have its maximum potency for that individual. It is given by the guru and received with gratitude and respect by the disciple. Clear instructions are given in order to experience the truth of the mantra. Mahasadashiva is light, consciousness, while Adishakti is sound, creation. By mantras, a yogi can unclutch from external things and be absorbed in the sounds of the mantra. The goal is to focus more and more on the subtle sound. By abandoning the thoughts, a yogi learns to listen to the nada. Nada is a sound which is based on the premise that the entire cosmos consists of sound vibration. The practice of listening to nada leads to oneness with the ultimate. When the body bends in a sequence of asanas, the aura opens up. Therefore, only the highest vibrational sounds should be entering that space. That is why in the Nithyananda Yoga sequences, the Sanskrit pramanas, scriptural references from source texts, are continuously chanted out loud throughout the Nithyananda Yoga sequences. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is japa. Japa is the internal chanting of a mantra, with the visualization of it rotating around the throat in a circular way, allowing the yogi to feel the mild vibration of that mantra. When chanting, wear an energized Rudraksha bead exactly on the Vishuddhi chakra in the hollow of the throat. This is the place where the air is getting converted into sound. If you wear energized Rudraksha there, constantly every word coming out will have the coat of that mantra. You will see this Rudraksha and the mild vibration meeting, and the Kundalini in you will be awakened. A japa is one of the most powerful processes and techniques. It releases a certain kind of energy from your body and nectar from the throat. Bija mantras, seed mantras, refers to the single syllables mantras use to invoke certain deities. Bija mantras correlate to the specific chakras as we engage them, amplifying their power. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is mandalas. Mandala is a representation of the cosmos. The human body is the embodiment to the cosmos itself. Mandalas, representing the cosmos, and yantras, representing a particular deity, correspond to the internal structure of retinal and geniculate cells. Their construction is based on the tantric seer's intuitive knowledge of the mind's nature, its relationship with subtle channels of energy, nadis, in the body, and the human need for a symbolic life. The symbolism of yantra represents a universal pattern and the mantra, the cosmic sound. The combination of the two helps the sadhak, yogi performing the yoga, to transcend the normal frame of reference and achieve a higher state of awareness, in which the individual being and the universal being are one. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is Aushadha. Aushadha is an esoteric science from the Siddha tradition which is used to achieve the state, space, and powers of Mahasadashiva and gain access to the 25 states of consciousness. Like how a perfect mirror reflects the sun perfectly, so does a perfect body reflect consciousness. The science of Aushadha, sacred herbs prepared as per Agama, is a way to make the body like a pure mirror. Aushadha is a key component of authentic yoga to fully engage all the senses and stimulate the body through all chemical processes. Yet another unique component of Nithyananda Yoga is karana. The Natya Shastra describes the combined movement of the hands and feet as a karana in sacred dance. It involves the synchronized movements of the feet, hips, hands, and even the fingers. The 108 karanas can be seen frozen in various temple sculptures and were used in the sacred dance. For the very first time, His Divine Holiness, Parama Nithyananda, reveals the effect of karanas on the body and the mind and the breathing patterns that they are triggering. Performing the karanas puts you into a state of high awareness of your body, engaging multiple body parts at the same time. His Divine Holiness Parama Nithyananda delivers a major conscious breakthrough to the field of yoga through incorporating these dance movements. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is weightlifting. Long before the rise of modern-day bodybuilding methods, weights were applied to the body as a method to raise kundalini, expand one's consciousness, and connect to the divine, Paramashiva. This is why His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda says weightlifting is a spiritual quality. He has done intense self-research and has had a number of Akashic revelations from the cosmic archives, and has shared how this science was lived by the Nata Sampradaya yogis, who used weights in combination with their yoga practices. From heavy stones to wooden logs, weightlifting is not something new to the Vedic tradition. Adding weights with yoga, it will completely heal the whole body in various dimensions. Human beings live their lives in a fragmented way. That is why so many obstacles are faced throughout their life. As they imbibe the Nithyananda Yoga in their lives, they reintegrate the various fragments of their being and re-establish themselves into a complete being. That is because Nithyananda Yoga awakens the various strands of DNA in your body. The human body contains 12 strands of DNA, which allows us to access 12 dimensions of conscious awareness. The 12th dimension being the Paramashiva, the ultimate Shiva, which can't be described. When you experience the 12th dimension, you are an incarnation. As these strands of DNA are awakened, you will gain more depth in life and more length of life. With the interdimensional 12-strand DNA activation, which mainly happens through initiation, you have access to 10 times the information available from your DNA. This means that you can just directly download anything from the cosmic archives.
Proper practice of yoga as per Sadashiva's instruction means imbibing his DNA into you, literally having cosmic union with him.
Through Nithyananda Yoga, you'll experience the ultimate union with the divine, Paramashiva. Paramashivoham is a boon to humanity from His Divine Holiness as an opportunity to imbibe Parama Yoga and experience the ultimate in each dimension of your life.
You are going to have the Parama Yoga revealed by Paramashiva, ultimate Shiva. It is going to be the expression of the ultimate yoga. Understand, the ultimate secrets of union with the cosmos is yoga. All the ultimate truths will be revealed to you in this Paramashivoham, gifted to you in this Paramashivoham.